So as a request, taking a little bit of a deeper look into kyphosis, which means rounding of the upper back, to put it very, very simple. So we see here T1 is the first vertebra of the mid spine, the thoracic spine. That's why it's called T1. T12 is the 12th vertebrae of that part. So this part we call the T zone, thoracic zone. But this would be the lumbar zone, and this would be the cervical. So C1 to 7 would mean cervical spine, T1 to T12 thoracic, and L5 to L1 to L5 would be a lumbar. As you can see, shoulders come forward, head comes forward out of this line, and this results in some imbalance between some of the muscles that are most comfortable when all those points are in that one line. So if we have one line from the ears all the way down to the shoulders and the hips, all those muscles are a little bit more comfortable. Now here in the laying down position on the back, you can see that there's an exaggerated arch in the neck. The chin is sticking out as a result. The shoulder is not comfortably laying down on the table or on the bed or wherever you might be laying. You can also see that when people are laying down. Imagine when you're on the beach laying down on the belly, you can see that exaggerated curvature in the upper back. Other than an imbalance, it also gives restrictions in rotational capacity and extension, so straightening, and makes it more difficult to actually straighten up. Now here's when it gets interesting, because you can see that the muscles here on the front, the chest muscles, this is the big chest muscle, and these are the smaller, they are kind of hidden underneath this guy. They become shorter because they react to the shoulders coming forward. See that? And this is normal when it happens once. If I move my shoulders forward, then the chest muscles should do this. But if this becomes your standard posture, then they become standard short. Right? That becomes their new position. The same goes for the muscles on the side of the neck. This is a very important overlooked muscle, and actually a part of the neck muscle as well. So let's take a little. Oh, let's take a little closer look. Sorry about that. Let's go back to that part. So these guys come forward, they shorten. I think we're gonna see the same thing. As a result, yeah, this is also very important. This is what we call reciprocal inhibition. So if one side becomes overly active and or shortened, the neighbors on the other side, they become the opposite. So they become longer, strained almost, and they also become inhibited. So it's more difficult for them to do their task. Right? So I don't really agree with the word weakness. It's more underactive, so to speak. It doesn't have to result in weakness. So here's a little bit of an exaggerated result of that. Short muscles on the front, short, tight muscles on the front, and some other muscles on the back as a result become inhibited and longer. You see here is often we see the lower back compensating a little bit for the upper back as well. Okay, let's take a closer look. So here we see what happens if we bring the head forward. These muscles in the upper back can really become very short and tight and contracted as well. Plus, this can lead to a lot of pressure in those upper parts of the spine. Can lead to discomfort, tightness, restricted range of motion, headaches. Can be very, very troublesome. And it can actually have a result on the breathing as well. Since to have a full breath, we need to be able to completely open up and expand the rib cage, and that's not really possible if everything's being contracted by the chest. Last but not least, even short hamstrings can be all the way led back to positioning of that kyphosis. So there's ways that you can fix this, of course, and we'll be going over some of those fixes in the upcoming video. So we're gonna do some release techniques for the chest, We're going to stretch some of the muscles in the chest and in the neck, and then I'll tell you how to reactivate those muscles on the back. And that's the very easy 1-2-3 recipe in order to get out of this kyphosis position and take on a new position again.